We live in the coolest, the greatest, and the worst time at the same time. I mean, I guess this time is what it is, but here's why it's so amazing. We have the content and the abilities and the access to anything we want, to do anything we want. Literally, in the old days, you would go to a seminar and there would be amazing content and people would shift. Now, all of that content is available on YouTube. I mean, every great speaker, everyone who has the greatest advice is available on YouTube. You can type in any amazing speaker and literally find out right now 5,000 out-of-the-box ways to make money, to have the greatest relationships. I mean, we live in a time where content is everywhere. And here is the downside to that. The only time people shift is when they actually invest in themselves. I mean, think about if you're just invited to a movie for free and you get free tickets, or you're invited to a comedy club for free, how much you suck as an audience because you're not there fully. You're sitting there looking around, you're wondering if you made the right decision. You are aware there's a choice available of leaving the entire time. But when you pay money to go to it, you suddenly realize there's an investment in this. There's a shift in this. There's something different. And you go to a comedy club, when you pay money, you will pay attention. And that's the difference between you enjoying something or not. It's not how good the content is, it's how invested you are in it. And so that's why when people have events, they charge money, because the only way you're going to shift is if you invest yourself in something. Because the challenge we have now is there's so much content that there are so many choices everywhere all of the time. So everything you're doing, you have the choice of not doing it also available. I mean, how can you watch a YouTube video when there's 9 other choices behind the YouTube video? And you can just open a tab and check your Facebook at the same time. So we live in this weird time where so much is available, but we're doing everything at half-ass because there's so many other choices available. And the reason, when you get on an airplane or you're in the shower, you notice how many ideas you come up with or how many assignments you get done in those times. When you're on the plane, how many things you get done. You know why that is? Because you have to turn your cell phone off and you have to turn the computer off in the internet world. So you can't go on Facebook. So your options have been cut off, and finally you can do something and continually do it and not have these little subtle vices that stop you from doing it. You continually do it. And that's what causes you to be happy. You finished something and you evolved as a person. You learned something through that process and you changed. So the funny thing is, we have YouTube videos all over the place that is the most incredible content in the world, but they have like 500 hits on them. And meanwhile, like Lady Gaga has like 50 million. And that's okay too if people are into entertainment. I'm not saying that's bad, but when people are like, why is my life sucking? It's because you have all this available, but you're so spoiled by what you have that you don't go on to it, or if you do go on to it, you're always distracted by the other options. And it's up to you to actually take a second and invest in yourself in several ways. One is be appreciative of that content and really cut off the other options. Or two, really invest your time and your money in yourself. If you want to grow and you go to an event, you can't have Facebook in front of you. You don't have those other options. But that's the most incredible difference. That's it. That's the only difference, is you cut the other things off. And if you want to become the greatest at something, you want to know how to really be good, you have to cut all these little subtle vices off. You have to cut off the ability to go on Facebook, because we go on it, like there's studies showing we're going on 70, 80 times a day. So you're sitting here trying to do something, but you're like, oh, I'm just going to check this. I'm just going to check this. And it's such a subtle vice that you don't even notice it. And at least when you have like a crack addiction, you're like, I should stop doing crack because it's crack. But Facebook is just like, it's okay to go on Facebook, and it's just little, and it's little again, and then the next thing you know, it's 2012 and you haven't done anything for 3 years but answered threads and stupid arguments that ended up being pointless anyway. So if you really want to change, you have to become aware of what I'm talking about, and then you'll have to fine-tune your focus, and then you'll do that. and you'll actually focus on creating, doing something new and evolving. But there's so many choices that it's hard to do that. So it's up to you to realize there's so many choices and pick one and go.